Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are and what time of day it is when you watch this video. My name is Z, and welcome back to my gaming corner. In this second part of our 4-part video series for the Lunar Festival in World of Warcraft, we are going to be doing the Elders of Kalimdor. Now, there is a bug in the game for this year. I don't know why or for what reason, but you can use this guide for all future years. If you ever need to see how to get all the elders in the game, there's 83 total elders. In our previous video, we got 20 of the 25 out of Northrend. We're now going to go do Kalimdor. And we're going to do Kalimdor on both the Horde and the Alliance, because there are some key differences in how you do the first 12 elders. You do a different route because they start at different locations on Kalimdor, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But once you hit Thunder Bluff, you can just follow the route past Thunder Bluff through the rest of the elders of the zone. You'll end up at Ratchet. We'll then go to Booty Bay, and both Horde and Alliance will do the exact same route through the Eastern Kingdoms, the dungeons, and the last 3 elders of Cataclysm when we're all done with our video series and we're in the 4th video. But for some odd reason, in 2024, there is a glitch or an error or something, there's a bug, where the vendor that sells fireworks for the Lunar Festival is missing. He's not in Orgrimmar like he normally is. He was there for the first day of the festival, and then the next day he was just gone. I didn't know what was up. I sent a bug report to Blizzard, but they still haven't fixed it. So we're here in beautiful Dalaran City in Runereaver Square. If we look at my map, you'll see I'm right here, right outside the Violet Gate. I came down the stairs. When you zone into Dalaran and Northrend, you appear at the top of those stairs, run down the stairs, and right there you'll see a big pillar of moonlight, and just past this little topiary, you will find a Lunar Festival Harbinger. Talk to her, and I have to, oh my gosh, when I'm recording with Broadcaster, because some odd reason Gamecaster won't record WoW anymore, I don't know why. Broadcaster makes it so my cursor does not disappear, so I have to use my cursor to do all this stuff. Every year, the Druids of Moonglade hold a celebration of our city's great triumph over an ancient evil. We celebrate the wisdom of our elders and share in magnificent feasts and, of course, shoot fireworks. For a small donation, you can purchase colorful rockets from our vendor. Try using some of the launchers around here.
Good luck.
Okay. And the Lunar Festival vendor is this elf guy standing right behind the Harbinger. Now, you see we have all of our envelopes from our run in Northrend. We also have some loot. We're just going to quickly sort our loot by stuff we keep in the guild vault. The other stuff we're going to sell to the vendor, because you want to keep your inventory clean, because all the elders give you these lucky red envelopes. What you want to do, you want to purchase 10 of the red cluster fireworks, and I'll show you why. And then you want to purchase 8 of these smaller fireworks, so you can choose any color you want, but you need 10 of the red ones, of the red clusters. Okay, and it says to use the launchers around here. Okay, so here's the launchers. So open up your bags, and what we're going to do, we're going to look up into the sky. You can watch these fireworks go off. There is an achievement for shooting off 10 red clusters within 30 seconds. So we're just going to click on these red clusters, and as soon as they're off cooldown, we're going to click again, and we're going to shoot off all 10, and we're going to get the achievement, the Rocket's Red Glare. That's a nod to the United States anthem. It's like, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, the star-spangled banner forever may wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. So it's a nod to the national anthem of the United States, right? The Rocket's Red Glare we just got. And then you need to shoot off 8 of these regular fireworks, and that will complete the quest for the opening of the Lunar Festival. And you can do this in Stormwind, you can do this in Orgrimmar, you can do this in Silvermoon, in Ironforge. Any city you want will have a Lunar Festival Harbinger and a vendor, but like I said, there's a bug in Orgrimmar where the vendor's not there. He's nowhere to be found. So I came to Dalaran to do these quests. All right, let's talk to our Festival Harbinger. Well done. Now that you're in the spirit of things, why don't you take this invitation to the festival in Moonglade? It's quite an enjoyable celebration if you have the time to spare. We share food, drink, stories, and of course, more fireworks. Open the invitation while standing inside the circle of greater moonlight, and you'll be transported to Moonglade. Okay, that gives us the Lunar Festival invitation. We need that for the end. When we have all of our tokens, we're going to warp back to our capital city, stand in the moonlight, and warp to Moonglade, because that's where we buy our upgrade tokens. Oh, let me restart this. Now that you have your Lunar Festival invitation, you may travel to Moonglade. There you will find many revelers, and in the village of Nighthaven, Baladar Starsong and his sister Feriel await those eager to participate in the celebration. Travel to Moonglade through the greater moonlight and speak with Baladar Starsong. See what prizes you might gain during the festival. Prizes include toys, transmogs. There are a whole bunch of flower crowns you can get. There is a quest where you can go on and collect flowers from around the world to get those flower crowns to be able to be transmogrified all year round. There is a Chinese dragon 3-part costume in 4 colors you can get with these tokens. And heirloom upgrade tokens. I'm going to show you all of that when we get done with this video series. So accept that quest. Now, this Lunar Invitation, just stick it in your bag, stick your coins next to your Darkmoon Adventures guide. We are now going to open up all of our lucky red envelopes from the run through Northrend. Oh, come on, open that envelope, come on. And let me just tell you, I love console port. I played WoW with a keyboard and mouse for many years. And then I found console port was an add-on I could get. And it's like, I can use a controller to play WoW. And I have just fallen in love with playing WoW with a controller. We have our 20 Coins of Ancestry from our run on Northrend in our previous video series. We are then going to leave Rune Reaver Square. And if you leave Rune Reaver Square and head towards Sun Reaver Sanctuary, you can get to the portal to Orgrimmar to begin our run of the Kalimdor Elders. And for the Kalimdor Elders for the Horde, you want to start in Orgrimmar, and I'm going to show you that run. But I'm going to take a detour right now. I'm going to get on my Alliance character, and I'm going to show you the key differences in how you do the Kalimdor Elders with an Alliance character. So I'm going to cut now. I'm going to log out. And I'm going to show you the differences. I'm going to get all the way to Thunderbluff and then switch back over and show you these same elders from the Horde perspective. So let me come down here to my Paladin. I believe it's my 58. Yeah, it's this guy. So if you were an Alliance character, because Alliance was in control of Wintergrass Fortress and you had to get that coin on your Alliance character, and then you then did the run on your Alliance character and you ended up back in Dalaran, I will show you how to get to Stormwind and then how to get to Kalimdor from Stormwind. There's a portal to Darnassus, and we'll start in Darnassus with the Alliance. Alright, so this is as if we just did all of the Elders of Northrend. We ended up back in Dalaran. We shot off our fireworks, we did all that. In Dalaran, the Silver Enclave is in the southwest corner of the city. You'll see a Lion of the Alliance stained glass window right there. Go through this arch. It's literally just down the stairs from the Violet Citadel. Violet Citadel is right there. Go down the stairs. You just walk straight forward, turn to the right. Go inside the Silver Enclave and turn to the left. And look, there's a portal to Stormwind. I'm going to show you the first 12 Elders of Kalimdor on the Alliance because it's a different perspective. You're flying in a different order, flying in a different direction. You're going to see different landmarks. That way you can, if you're on the Alliance or if you're on the Horde, you can follow whichever one you need. I'll put timestamps in the video description below of where the Horde begins and where the Alliance begins. So, here we are in the Alliance portal room, right? This is where you zone in when you come to Stormwind. We need to leave Stormwind. I wish we could mount up in here, but we can't. Let me get this cursor out of the way. Just so it's not like... I'm sorry for bumping my microphone. We have to run all the way down the Mage Tower. It's kind of annoying, right? And you may think, oh, let's just do the Eastern Kingdom Elders right here. No. So here we are in Stormwind City. And we need to get over to Stormwind Harbor. And if you look right here where it says that it's a boat to Borealis Harbor, Tiragard Sound, there's a portal to Darnassus right there at the end of that dock where my cursor is spinning around in a great circle. close our map. We're just going to fly over here to the harbor. And that first dock that we can see, right at the end of the dock, where the boat picks up for Borealis and Dragonflight, depending on which way the boat's going, you can find a portal to Darnassus. See, there it is. Beautiful, right? So we're going to click on this portal to Darnassus. Booyah, there we go. Come on, we're clicking on it. Come on, send us in. And with any luck, we'll actually appear inside Darnassus and not at Darkshore. I hope we appear inside Darnassus. If we appear at Zydormi, then we appear at Zydormi and we'll do the first 3.
Beware.
Oh, yep. Okay, so we're in the present tense. Lord Enel is kind of in shambles. I don't even think the Elder is here in this phase of the game. I think we have to be in the past to see the Elders at all. Yeah, we do. Okay, so Zydormi is that speech bubble right there. When we're on the Horde side, you're going to see us actually get Zydormi. She's on this stone path next to a lamp. There she is, right there. Okay, perfect. So we're going to talk to Zydormi, and we're going to show us Darkshore before the invasion of the Horde, right? I'm going to get my cursor out of the way again. And yes, I did some experiments. It is Broadcaster that keeps the cursor on screen and won't let it disappear and stay disappeared. So when you leave Zydormi, you fly over to Lord Enel, and there is our first Elder. There we go. Come on, talk to the Elder. There we go. And we're going to get our first coin of ancestry right here. Now, as an Alliance player, you can just turn and fly northwest, and you'll see Ruttheron Village right there on the water surface. Just fly over to Ruttheron Village, and you're going to fly in the pink teleporter and warp directly to Darnassus. When I do this on the Horde, we take a different route up into Teldrassil and a different route out of Teldrassil. But on the Alliance, you can fly through the pink teleporter. Because the toon I'm doing this video series on is level 43, he will get annihilated if he tries to leave Darnassus by the teleporter. He'll just get shot out of the sky and dead. So we have to leave by a different route. If you're doing it on a high level Horde character, then you can take the pink teleporter and immediately when you respawn out here, fly immediately up to get away from all the aggro, and you can survive. But when we're on our level 44 Horde, he can't do that. So when you come into Darnassus, turn to the left, come over here to the Cenarian Enclave. If you look at the map, it's right at the north of the city, and our first Elder is right here. So we're going to get our reward. There we go. And then we're going to fly due east out of Darnassus and over to Dolinar. That's where the next Elder is. So there's the gates of Darnassus, and you can just follow the road if you want. Because if you try and fly through the forest, you might end up on the wrong trajectory. So we're going to fly through the forest so you can see what it looks like. Fly through these 2 trees, and there's the road below us. And you're going to fly over this hill. This is Ben Ethel Hollow, and then you can pick up the road on the other side. And you see it just curves around this hill, and as we curve around this hill, you will see Dolinar. Boop, there it is. There is Dolinar. There's the Inn of Dolinar, so we're going to fly over the top of the inn. On the other side is a house, and there is the Dolinar Elder. There it is. Oh my gosh. Talk to the Elder, please. My cursor is on the Elder. There we go. Alright, when we leave Dolinar, we're going to fly up above the canopy, and we're going to fly out towards Jadenar. And there is a little trick to get exactly where you need to be. And I'm going to show you the vantage point you need to look at as soon as we get out of Teldrassil and can see stuff. You can already see Nordrassil, and you can see Mount Hyjal right there. And you can see the lightning of the tornado. Okay. Look at this right here. This is the western edge of Mount Hyjal. You want to aim your character towards that western edge, but keep the western edge by your right shoulder and fly towards the top of the tornado. It's like you're not flying down here, you're not flying up here, you're flying with that bottom of the western edge, so your mount wing just touches the top of the tornado. Just fly in that direction, and when you get to the Fellwood, fly straight down, and you will be at Jadenar where the Elder is. Don't worry about the fatigue. It's not a very big zone. You'll hit the ground where the fatigue zone ends long before it ever expires. So if you look at the mini-map, you'll see light blue coming up. There it is. It's starting to appear. And as soon as we hit that light blue, the fatigue meter will look at that. Fatigue meter disappears. It fills back up and goes away. It is almost 5:30 in the morning where I'm at. I've been playing all night, and I was like, I need to record a video. I tried for almost 2 hours to get Gamecaster to record. It wouldn't record, so I'm stuck with recording with Broadcaster. So we're still keeping the western edge of Mount Hyjal on the left side. The tornado is on the right side of the screen. It's going to be going out down the bottom right corner of the screen. And as soon as we hit Fellwood, we need to get down to the surface so that I can show you exactly where the Elder is. He's in a giant castle-looking thing of elvish ruins below a statue of an elf holding a bow and arrow. I think it might even be a statue of Tyrande Whisperwind or something. That light-colored tree on the left side of the screen, that is actually Whisperwind Grove. Alright, so here we are in the Fellwood. This is why I don't like flying through the canopy, because you can't see anything. There's so much collision. There's just junk here. But as we get over this, there's a big tree right here, and if we turn to the right and fly down, you will pass the Blood Venom River, and we will eventually get to Jadenar. Just keep flying south. Here's the Blood Venom River. As we pass the Blood Venom River, you will see a horde structure right there. And right past the horde structure, there is this castle. There's the elf holding a bow and arrow. And there is your Elder. Now, we need to fly above the canopy to see our next objective. We're looking at Mount Hyjal, and you see this giant wall right here of the mountain. You want to fly, and you see this little bit right here, right there. You want to fly towards that U, keeping the wall of Mount Hyjal to your left. And flying towards that U will put you on a direct path to the Sanctuary of Malorn. When we fly this on the Horde, you'll actually be able to see the Sanctuary of Malorn from Aviana's Post, and you just fly straight down to it. And we just do these Elders in reverse. Yeah. Actually, what we might do is end up at Astronar. What we really should do is do Astronar first and then fly to Mount Hyjal, but I don't ever do it that way. So as we crest this up, you can see the Sanctuary of Malorn is right there. You see the elk, it's right below my mount. It doesn't matter if you have access to the regrowth or if it's the Rim of the World and it's the Flame Breach. It doesn't matter. The Elder is in both phases. So whether the Sanctuary of Malorn has been rebuilt or not, the Elder will always be right there. It doesn't matter what phase you're in. Let's move our cursor over and talk to the Elder. Alright, our next Elder is up at Nordrassil Inn. So just fly past Aviana's perch. It's that big pine tree in front of us. And then Nordrassil is the big tree behind Aviana's. All right, once you pass Aviana's, you will be actually see the tree of Nordrassil, and Nordrassil Inn is underneath the tree roots. So get past all of these rocks and then fly down into the tree roots, and you will see Nordrassil Inn. There it is. the Elder is standing right next to the portal to Stormwind City, and because it's Dragonflight, there is a new portal to Bel Ameth. See? And anyone can use it whether you've done the quests of Dragonflight or not. So be careful you don't click on that portal. You want to click on the Elder. Make sure your cursor is an exclamation point, not a gear. Get your Coin of Ancestry. Now, we're on this trajectory facing the Elder of northwest. You want to keep flying northwest. No, not northwest, northeast. You want to fly northeast. I'm sorry. You want to fly out of Nordersill, flying northeast. You're going to fly over this mountain. You're going to look down, and you're going to see Winter Spring. And that lake right there that I'm now pointing towards, that is Lake Kelthoril, and you can even see Everlook right over there. Lake Kelthoril is right here. Everlook's right over there. There is a ruin on Lake Kelthoril. You can kind of see the ruin. My wing is kind of covering it as it flaps up and down. My right wing is covering that ruin. That platform is where the Elder stands. There's an Elder at Lake Kelthoril. I have flown past that Elder so many times. It's like, wait, I'm missing an Elder. Which one is it? It's this one right here. Make sure you get this Elder. It looks very different when you fly from Everlook to this point. Very different. All right, there is the Elder right here. We're going to move our cursor over. See, it's easier when I'm not recording because then my right joystick button, when I click it for R3, acts as a right mouse click. I just have to have the guy targeted, right click, and there it's done. But because Broadcaster forces the cursor to remain on screen, I have to physically use the cursor. Now fly over to Everlook, and the Elder is right here. We can talk to him, get our reward. Now here's the fun part. If we turn and look southeast, you'll see a tree off there into the distance. And to the right of that tree, you will see an opening, and you can see sky through that opening. Fly towards that opening, and that will put you on a trajectory towards the Ravencrest Monument, where the Elder is on the far side of Ajara. And I apologize that this episode is going to be very long because we have to do the first 10 or 11 Elders. I think we're going to go to Astronar, and then we'll stop because when we get to Astronar, it's the same shot straight down to Thunderbluff. Okay, there is Ajara in the distance. And if we level out, you will see the giant gun of the Goblin encampment. And just beyond the giant gun, it's right above my character's head right now. You see that there is this weird looking thing that's kind of angled up slightly up and to the left. And right on my left shoulder, there's just a vertical thing. That's what you want to aim for. Right there. It's right above my character's head. I'm going to put my body right in front of it, and we're just going to fly right towards that. Remember, you fly from Everlook right through that opening, and then as soon as the Jar comes into view, just aim right for that landmark I told you about, and that is the Ravencrest Monument. I also have my view distance set to 10, the max on the view distance. That's why I can see all this stuff. Sometimes 3, 4, and 5 zones away, I can see features in those zones. Like I can see Mount Hyjal from Thousand Needles. That's Southern Barrens, Northern Barrens, Ashen Vale, and then Mount Hyjal. That's like 5 zones away. I can see Mount Hyjal from Thousand Needles. I'll show you that when we get to that point in the run. When your view distance is at 10, you can see almost the entire continent spread out in front of you. It's so nice. Because then you can see the landmarks. You can see, oh, look, that's the roof of this town I need to go to. So you can just shoot right towards that roof, and there's the Elder right there. It's like, it's so great. But as we get closer, you see there's a pair of legs. There's like this weird looking thing. His head is on the ground. The Elder is standing right between the 2 feet of the Ravencrest Monument. So we're just going to angle right towards that. And there's that weird angle thing going up and to the left. That's what I was showing you. But from way far away, it just looks like a little blip in the shadows. That's the Ravencrest Monument. See, and there's our next Elder. and our next coin of ancestry. Now what you want to do at this point, you want to fly across a fatigue zone, and if you look, let me get my camera situated. That right there is the Zeppelin Tower that takes the horde to the Dragon Isles, and there's this little mountain range right there. You want to aim for just to the right, left, I'm sorry, you want to put the mountain, that little mountain range on your right shoulder and aim for the left of it, and that will put you on a direct path to Razor Hill. That is the Elder Enduratar. We're then going to fly north to Orgrimmar, and Orgrimmar is a hairy, scary place because there's so many Wind Riders guarding the skies, and if you fly too low, you get shot out of the sky, you fall to your death, and you're done. And then when you res, you're down way at the Echo Isles, and it's just like so far away because you're an Alliance character. So we're going to do our best not to get noticed by the guards of Orgrimmar. We're going to dive bomb the Elder and then get the hell out of there. But yeah, this is hairy scary because this is a horde encampment. And when we get to Thunder Bluff, that's also a horde encampment, so you got to be very careful about getting the Elder at Thunder Bluff. The rest of the Elders, easy peasy. All right, as we get to this mountain range, you'll see another one right in front of you. Fly towards that mountain range, and you will see Razor Hill right there on the left. Just angle down towards the left. And we're going to try and get in and get out without attracting any of the guards and getting killed and getting dismounted. We're just going to be very sneaky about it. So here we are at Razor Hill. The Elder is right behind the flight point, right over there. I'm going to get my cursor handy. I'm going to control it with my cursor. We're going to talk to the Elder back here. We're going to get our reward and get the fuck out of there because we almost died. That's how hairy scary going into horde areas are as an Alliance character. Luckily, we didn't die. What I'm going to do is I'm going to land and I'm going to heal up because there is no way I'm going into Orgrimmar with no health. Okay, there we are, back to full health. And you can actually see the gates of Orgrimmar from Razor Hill. The Elder is on a bluff right next to the Zeppelin Towers. Ugh, right? Oh, no. I don't know what that was. That was weird. You can see the two Zeppelin Towers. The Zeppelin Tower is right there and right there. Those are the two Zeppelin Towers. The Elder is standing near the Zeppelin Tower on the right. We got to be up pretty high so the Wind Rider guards don't see us. I'm going to very carefully move the camera. Because if I move the camera down, I start flying downward. Okay, so we're now right there. See, there's the Elder Darkhorn. The Elder is right down there. There's Elder Darkhorn. Look, make sure the Wind Rider guards flying over there and over there. They're going to circle around. See those Wind Rider guards? Look at that. They're circling around. And if we get caught on the ground with them above us, we're hosed. We're screwed. And then there's two more guards flying in the other direction, right over the Elder, and then they turn. This Elder is heavily guarded by the Wind Rider guards. As soon as they get out of the way, fly straight down. Use your cursor to grab the Elder, get the reward, and get the hell out of there. Okay? Once you've done that, Ashenvale Forest is right there. Fly towards Ashenvale Forest. And Astronar is in the northwest corner of Ashenvale Forest. What you could have done is you could have flown from Darnassus and Ruthern Village to Ashenvale and then turned and gone up into Hyjal, but I didn't do that. So we're going to fly over and get the Elder at Astronar, and that's going to be the differences for the Alliance. Because we did it this way, we're going to end up at Astronar, and then the run after Astronar for both Horde and Alliance is the very same. So once I get to Astronar, I will then cut back to the Horde, show you the first 10 with the Horde. See, if we look at our trajectory, if you just follow that line straight over, because we went northwest from where we were at, we will end up at Astronar. We're just going to fly above the canopy because I don't like flying in the canopy. Flying in the canopy sucks. When we do it on the Horde side, I'll show you how to navigate under the canopy and around the cliffs to get right to Astronar, because we're going to be coming from Darnassus to Astronar. All right, we're getting close. You'll see there's a clearing here, and if we look down, there's a lake, the Falfern River. Oh, wait, this is not the lake we need. We're not quite far enough up there. This is the Shady Nook and Splinter Tree Post. And the Rainwood Retreat, yeah. We have to pass, yeah, see, there's the volcano on the right side underneath the mini-map. There's the volcano. And there's water down there. Let's go underneath the canopy so you can see what it looks like when you get down far enough and you actually see things in color. And it's morning now, so you might actually get to see some of this in the daytime. I normally fly this at night because I normally stay up all night and play, and I do the Valentine's in the daytime and do Lunar Festival at night. It's just the way I do it. As we aim towards that lake, you will see Astronar on an island in the middle of the lake. Windrider guards are all around it because it's under siege. But you fly into Astronar, and there's this curious little gazebo right here, and the Elder is inside the gazebo. So, why can't I target the Elder? There we go. Alright, the run from here on out is the very same for the whole rest of Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms. For Horde and Alliance is the very same. So I'm going to go over here to the inn and log out. Leather Armor Merchant is... Where's the innkeeper? You would think the innkeeper would be by the Flight Master. Is this the inn? I can't tell. Where is there an inn here? There's stable masters, but I don't know if there's an inn. I see a mailbox. I want to fly over to the inn and log out and then get on my Horde character and show you the differences. Yeah, there is an innkeeper. Oh, it's on this building that's on fire. Okay. Innkeeper's right here. I am going to log out and get on my Horde character. I'm now going to show you those same 10 elders on the Horde. We're on our level 43 Paladin. There we go. We zoned into Orgrimmar. We're now going to do those same 10 elders on the Horde side and then do the entire Kalimdor run on the Horde side, because after Astronar, the run is the very same. Alright, here we are in the Horde portal room. When you zone into the Horde portal room, you want to leave. It's a much shorter trip than the Alliance side, because the Alliance you have to run down that spiral staircase, down out of the tower. As soon as you exit this room, you can mount up and fly around. We're going to start the Kalimdor run here in Orgrimmar. So right up here on the bluff, here is Elder Darkhorn. And get our cursor down there. Alright. We are now going to travel south to Razor Hill, and then do Ashara, Everlook, Lake Kelthoril, the two that are in Mount Hyjal, Jadenar. We're going to turn Teldrassil back in time. Go to Dolinar first, then Darnassus, and then we will fly out of Darnassus towards Astronar. So yeah, you just fly south out of Orgrimmar, just follow the canyon right down to Razor Hill. You can see the inn on the right side. You can see the barracks on the left side, right underneath my mount's left foot. And because we're on the Horde, we're not going to get attacked in Razor Hill. And yeah, it's turning into morning, so you'll actually get to see this in the daylight. I run this normally at night, but you'll get to see it in the morning hours of the daylight. So you'll be able to see the markers much better. All right. We're going to fly right between these rocks right here on this mountain area. And just beyond, you'll see this shaft going up and to the right. That is the Ravencrest Monument. Just point your character right at that and fly over to the Ravencrest Monument. Total run time for the Kalimdor Elders takes about 45 minutes-ish. Maybe 50 minutes depending on if you get trajectories wrong. But if you follow my guide, it should take about 45-ish minutes. Now the fatigue meter might be almost empty by the time we reach the land over there, but I promise you we will reach it. I am going to activate my speed buff so I can fly just a bit faster as a paladin. Get my cursor out of the way again. See, it's funny how when you come from the other direction, that shaft is pointing up and to the left, but when you come from this direction, it's pointing up and to the right. See, the perspective changes, so it looks different whether you're Horde or Alliance. As soon as we get to Astronar, we're just going to continue on. It'll be the same for both factions. And then because of the way I do this run, I end up at Ratchet, which connects to the Booty Bay, which is at the southern tip of Eastern Kingdoms, and then the route through the Eastern Kingdoms is the exact same for both Horde and Alliance. All right, we are here at the Ravencrest Monument. Here's the Elder between the legs. Bring our cursor over, we'll talk to him, we'll get our next point of ancestry. All right, you can actually see Winter Spring from here. There's Mount Hyjal, and then Winter Spring is all of this. Now, there is this big tree right here, and then there is some little bit of trees, and then there's this gap right here, and you see a tree right there. That is the gap you want to aim for. That will put you on a direct path to Everlook. So we're just going to fly over to Everlook. I'm going to get my cursor out of the way, so it's down there in the corner where it's out of the way. I'm just going to fly over to Everlook. So yeah, you can see the sunrise because we're flying north to the east of the sunrise. This is the morning hour, so you will actually get to see these landmarks in the daylight. Because most of you play during the daytime. A few people play at night, but if you can see the landmark in the daytime, you can find it at night because the nighttime is bright enough that you can still see the landmarks. It'll just be clouded by night. It'll just look a slightly different color, but the landmarks will still be there. And the reason I wanted to do it mostly at night is because from the Booty Bay, we go right to Westfall. And I'll explain that in the next episode when we do the Eastern Kingdoms. I'll explain why I do that. But at nighttime, you can actually see the pillar of that light tornado thing that looks like a double helix in Westfall. You can see the pillar of that at nighttime. In the daytime, not so much. Like you can see that pillar of light from Booty Bay. Like you go up and you look at it and you can see it, a little sliver of light. That's Westfall. You just aim right for it and you're good to go. In the daytime, you can't see that pillar of light, so you have to look at different landmarks. I was hoping to show it to you at night, but, you know. I spent 2 hours trying to get Gamecaster to record WoW. It'll still record PSO just fine. I don't know why, but it will not record WoW at all anymore. I used to be able to record WoW with Gamecaster, and it worked, but now it doesn't. Probably because they shut the Gamecaster servers off. Maybe that was the reason why. And now it only does certain programs. I don't know. It'll still record PSO just fine. But if I want to record WoW videos, I have to use fucking Broadcaster. And I hate Broadcaster. But anyway, I digress. So as we pass through this, we just angle down. And you can see the telescope of Everlook right there. The tree's kind of obscuring in parts of it. But there is Everlook. See, we're just going in reverse what we did with the Alliance. But because I main Horde and I'm a Blood Elf through and through, this is forward for me and the Alliance does it backwards. So here we are at Everlook. And there is our Elder. Alright, now turn and fly southwest. Basically, go up and fly, just turn all the way to the left, and you will see Lake Kelthrill on the right as a frozen lake. And the platform where the Elder stands is right here. There's the Elder. I have to move my cursor over here so I can actually talk to the Elder. It's so annoying. And you'll get your 25 coins of ancestry right there. and then fly up towards the big tree that is Mount Hygel and Nordrasil. And let me tell you, when we go to the Jadenar one on the Horde side, it's so much more dramatic than on the Alliance side where we had to fly south and south and south. Oh, look, there it is. When we exit and go under the canopy on the Horde side, we'll be right where we need to be. And there's something wrong in my mouth. I hope it's not a toothache. I think there's an abscess on my cheek. I need to go rinse my mouth out and brush my teeth when I'm done with these videos. But that's a side note. You don't need to hear that about me. That's too much information, right? Now, as a level 43, yeah, see, even I can click on that portal to Belemeth as level 43. So make sure your cursor is an exclamation point, not a gear, to get this Elder done. Coin of Ancestry. Now, you want to keep flying in a southwesterly trajectory, because while Nordrasil is in the northeast corner of the map, the Shrine of Malorn is in the southwest corner of the map. So there is the Shrine of Aviana, that big, tall pine tree right there. Keep that to your left, and as we get past these rocks, there's the waterfall. And then the Shrine of Malorn is that white circle directly below my mount's right foot. You see that I don't have access to the regrowth. It's all still the flame breach. But yeah, that Shrine of Malorn is right above my character's head right there. I'm just going to point my character right at the Shrine of Malorn and fly down to it. So you saw it with the regrowth. Here it is with the Flame Wake. And we get down to the Shrine of Malorn. And look, the Elder is there in both phases. It's perfectly fine. Alright, when you leave the Shrine of Malorn, you'll look at the mountain range. And there is this gap, this first gap right here. There's this really sharp gap right there. And then there's this nice looking U-looking thing. You want to fly directly for that gap. Let me move my cursor out of the way. And this is how you navigate Kalimdor, by the landmark instead of constantly looking at the maps. And then you want to aim sharply down. And there is the wall of Mount Hygel that I was telling you about. Or was it that wall? I think it might have been that wall. I think I went to the wrong one. Shit, I did go to the wrong one. Oh well. We'll still get there just the same. Yeah. Whoops. I picked the wrong one. Don't listen to me. Let's just get below the canopy. We're in the Fellwood, and we're just slightly too far south. We need to turn to the right, and you'll see what I mean. Oh yeah, we got to get past this mountainous area over here. We have to go up. But yeah. So here's the ruin. Here's the beginning of the ruins. And we're just going to fly north because I picked the wrong U. We're supposed to go to the next U over. And that would put us on the right course. Wait, where? Oh my gosh, I'm flying the right direction. I need to be flying north, not east or west. Oh my gosh. This is a bad run. Really bad. Yeah, what's supposed to happen... Oh my gosh, I'm still too far south. Or I don't even know where I am anymore. Okay, yeah, see, so you're supposed to... I told you the wrong thing to go towards, but on the Fellwood map, the location of the Elder is right just to the east of this building, right below Blood Venom Post. It's right there is where the Elder is. I wish I should have practiced that a little bit more. Oh, come on. Talk to the Elder. My goodness sake. Talk to the Elder. Okay. As you leave this Elder on the Horde side, you're going to fly up, and you're going to look for... You turn to the right slightly, you'll see the tornado lightning, and you'll see the sky. You want to fly towards that tornado, and because I'm on such a low-level character, we're in the past automatically. But we need to do Lord Enel first. So just turn to the north and fly due north, and you will end up at Lord Enel. If you're on a higher level character and you're in the phase where it's the moon is in the sky and the burnt tree is in the background, then I'll show you where Zydormi is, because I think Zydormi, yeah, you won't even see Zydormi on this character because he's such a low level character. But we're going to fly right over Bashalaran, and we're going to follow the path directly north to Lord Enel. Wow, Bashalaran isn't even on this phase of the map. Alright, so we're just following the river. See, there's the river. Just follow the river up. There is Lord Enel. And the Elder, as you remember, is on a bluff to the left of Lord Enel. And we're on a Horde, and this is an Alliance encampment, but there's the Elder right there. Oh my gosh. I'm so used to just being able to click my right joystick button. Oh my gosh. Give me my controlling my cursor. Like, seriously. I'm just so used to doing that because Broadcaster is forcing it to stay on, it doesn't work. Okay, so as you leave Lord Enel and look up, there's those really tall trees. So there's this little U thing right here and these really tall trees. You want to aim for the really tall trees and fly straight up towards the top of Teldrassil. Because we're such a low level character, it is not wise to even attempt to go through that pink teleporter, because you will die before you even get close to it, and you'll never be able to make it inside to Darnassus, and then it just doesn't work on a low level character. So we're going to fly up. Even on my high level Horde, I fly up, and then I exit by the pink teleporter and pray I don't die on the way out. But even if I do, I'll take Res Sickness, because with the updates to WoW now, Res Sickness only lasts for a minute and no longer 10 minutes. So yeah. But yeah, that cursor keep blinking on and off and on and then off again. It's just so annoying. When I'm not recording videos and I'm just playing WoW normally, the cursor disappears and stays disappeared, so I don't have to deal with a cursor on screen. And if you've seen my PSO videos, you'll see I constantly complain, oh my gosh, get the cursor off the screen, it's annoying me. I don't like cursors on my screen when I'm playing with a controller. I just don't. Because when you're on like a PlayStation or an Xbox, there is no cursor like a mouse cursor on your screen because you don't have mice. Alright, when you get up into Teldrassil, fly straight down, and you're going to see a lake. And just north of this lake is Dolinar. See, there it is. There's Dolinar. There's the Moonwell. We're probably going to get murdered when we try and do this Elder. Oh god, I'm so dead. Oh, I didn't die. That's great. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to follow the path, and we're going to turn hard to the left, and we're just going to follow the path to Darnassus. And because we're such a low-level character, it is not wise to... We need to fly high up into the air so we're well above the Kaldori sentinels that fly around on the hippogriffs in Darnassus. So here's Ben Ethel Hollow. And then we're going to turn slightly to the left, and you will see the gates of Darnassus. And this, we're going to aim for the sky as we approach Darnassus. Yeah, the hardest place we're going to go into is going to be Ironforge, because that place is treacherously horrid, especially for a Horde character that's only level 44. But here we are at the Cenarian Enclave. We're going to fly down and talk to the Elder and then get the hell out of Darnassus. You know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to make the attempt. So there's the pink teleporter. We turn to the left. I'm just going to try. If I can even get out of the Darnassus. Can I survive? Nope. I die when I get down there. That's fine. I can just talk to the spirit healer. I will take rest sickness. I'm going to quickly repair my gear with my yak.
I have many wares.
2 gold 63 to repair my gear.
Friend of the Grummles.
All right. Now that we're down here on the ground again, you want to put the tornado on your left shoulder and fly south by slightly southeast. And we're now going to go to Astronar and get that one. And then we will be caught up with our Alliance character. And the run from here on out, after we get the Astronar, will be the same for both Horde and Alliance. I am flying at max speed, aren't I? 430%? Yeah, I'm flying at max speed. It's just flying, right? But yeah, even if you're on a high-level Horde and you have to talk to Zydormi to turn the time back, when you leave Darnassus, you will fly right past the tornado. Because you'll be in the past for Darkshore, and that's just exactly what you want. And we're going to be making 3 course adjustments to get to Astronar once we hit Ashenvale Forest from this perspective. And how my cursor got way over there, I will never know. Go farther over there. There we go. And since I can't record videos with Gamecaster in WoW anymore, if I ever do any more WoW videos ever again, I don't know if I will because I can't record the video through Gamecaster. So after we get done with PSO, there'll be other games on PlayStation that I can record and then transfer. I'll figure it out. I just hope I don't run out of content for my channel. Alright, as the trees begin to change to the Tree of Ashenvale, you want to make sure that this branch right here, just you kiss it right there. And as you enter Ashenvale Forest, there's going to be a heavy, thick canopy below you. But as the canopy clears, you're going to see the gate to Thistlever Village. You want to aim your character towards the gate. And then after we cross the gate, we're going to make a sharp left turn and fly down into Astronar. Alright, so we have now crossed over the gate of Thistlefer Village. We're going to take a left around these trees, go on top of these trees, and as we venture down and we pass this tree on the left, you will see that we are at Astronar, and there is the Elder in the gazebo. This is an Alliance stronghold, so we're probably going to get attacked. Hopefully we don't. Alright, from this Elder, you want to fly due south. If you're flying due south, like your mini-map, make sure that your arrow is pointing all the way down. You're going to fly under the canopy, and you're going to look for that hole of sky. And as you fly through the hole of sky, you're going to see it turn into like a tunnel of trees with a hole at the end of it. See what I mean? And this, we will now enter Stone Talon Mountains. Now, there are no elders in Stone Talon Mountain, Duskwallow Marsh, or Desolus, except for the elder inside Maradon. So we don't have to visit those zones. But put that big giant mountain right there on the right side of you. And as we pass that mountain, Thunder Bluff will come into view. Now, this run from the Astronar Elder, this is the same for either faction, whether you're Horde or Alliance, depending on what class you're on, or what faction you're on. From here on out, it is the same. All right, you can actually see Thunder Bluff. There is the totem pole of Thunder Bluff right there. When you're at night, it looks like that. In the morning, it looks like that. There is this tree that's sticking up right there. You want to aim your character for that tree. And put your character right in front of that tree and just... It will automatically adjust your elevation as you travel. If you just block that tree with your character will automatically fly right where you need to be. If you're on an Alliance character, you want to be very careful how close you get to Elder Rise, because there is a giant guard standing near the Elder, and if you get too close to the Elder, you will get one shot by the guard because he's a level 70 elite and he'll just wipe you out. All right, here we go. There's that big giant tree we were aiming towards. The Elder is right between these two trees. We're on a Horde character. The guard I'm talking about, where is the guard? Where is the guard? Oh, he does a patrol. He wanders around. So if you're lucky, you can get to the Elder without the guard. But whenever I've come here on my Alliance characters, I always get picked up by that guard. All right. From that Elder, you're going to turn south, and you see that bridge that's crossing the river or the Stone Bowl Lake. You want to put the bridge on the right side of your character and aim right for the ground right in front of the bridge end. And that's where our next Elder will be for Bloodhoof Village. See, there he is.
Will you help me find my dog?
No, I won't. Okay. As you leave the Elder, same trajectory, you'll see this like plateau that has like a road spiraling up it. Put that on your right, and you see that there's a giant sword in the sky. No! That means we have to do Silithus slightly differently because the sword is in the sky, which is kind of annoying. But just put that plateau on your right, and if you look really carefully, there's a big U and there's a little U. You want to aim for the big U and the tree line right there. And trust me on this, because we're going to make a couple of course corrections once we get into Feralos based on where the tunnel leads us through the trees, and we'll end up at Laris Pavilion where our next Elder is. And then because that sword's in the sky, we have to go to Zydormi first, so we have to aim in a wildly different direction than I normally go when the sword's not in the sky. Alright, as you come in, angle down, and you'll see there's a tunnel over here around the mountain in between a couple of trees. And then it goes again, and if we turn to the left and fly over this little crest and angle down, check it out, there's Laris Pavilion. Pretty cool, right? And there is our Elder. There we go. Now you want to turn hard to the right and see that big tree in front of us. Put that tree on your left and start angling yourself up in elevation. Because as you pass this tree and the foliage that it's under, you'll see a bit of sky you can fly towards in this tunnel through this tree. And then this next tree, as you fly past it, you will be approaching the mall. You'll actually start to see Dire Mall. Fly past this last big tree on your left and you will be at the mall. There it is, the Colosseum. It's like a Roman Colosseum. And the next Elder is right there at the base of the mall. Now, because we have to go to Zydormi, as you leave Dire Mall, you want to angle, you want to get above the canopy as fast as possible, but you're going to want to angle yourself southeast. And as soon as you get above the canopy, you'll be able to see the landmark you need. It's a mountain at the end of Feralos. See that mountain right over there? You want to put that mountain on the left side of your character and just fly in that general direction, keeping that mountain on the left side of your character all the way. because we have to turn Silithus back to the past so we can then go to Cenarian Hold and the Twilight Veil. Not the Twilight Veil, but the Crystal Veil. I've gone mad. I can't even think straight right now. I've been up all night. I don't normally stay up this late. But it's good practice for me because I have therapy on Wednesday and I have to be up for therapy at 8 o'clock in the morning. So this is actually good practice for me to get back onto my track to get to therapy on Wednesday. But yeah, this is the last full week of Lunar Festival, and you have until Saturday the 17th, which is this upcoming Saturday, to do Lunar Festival. And if you want to follow this guide, you're welcome to follow the guide. And for all future years, if it's 2025, 26, 27, whatever, you can use this guide because the elders will be in the exact same place year after year after year. And I think what I'll do is, after I get done with this video series, the next holiday I'm going to show you is going to be the Fires of the Fire Festival, because we have to fly all around the world for that too. Alright, as we fly down, you will see Zydormi right there. See, trajectories are all good, right? I just told you the wrong one going to Jadenar, which was kind of annoying, because that was a clusterfuck, wasn't it?
Be careful.
And we're going to move my cursor down here so it's out of the way again. Alright. Now that we're in Silithus in the past and there's no giant sword in the sky anymore, we're going to fly over to Cenarian Hold, which is coming into view right now. And the Elder is standing in the Moonwell of Cenarian Hold. So there's the Moonwell, and there's the Elder. And I have to move my cursor up to talk to him, because my right click won't just work. And Class Hall Elmer, I just earned level 45. Yeah. Okay, anyway. As you leave Cenarian Hold, there's this weird looking mountain right there in front of us. It's kind of blended into the background. Just fly northwest, you will get to the Crystal Veil. You'll see all these crystals dotting the ground. That mountain kind of obscures the view of the Elder because he's on the other side of that mountain. So as you pass this mountain, you'll see a patch of black on the ground. It's right below my character right now. The Elder is sitting in that patch of black. See, there he is. Oh my gosh, you won't even talk to him without the cursor. Okay. Alright, now that we're done with this, I've got my cursor over here where I want it to be. You want to fly around this mountain, and we're going to now go into Uldum. And as we look towards the Uldum, you'll see that there is a Tower of Anchorage, and then there's this weird hill right there for Uldum. You want to fly between the Tower of Anchorage and the hill in Uldum, and that will send you down the canyon right across the Oasis of Versar, right towards the ruins of Ammon, or Ammon, or Amun, however you want to pronounce it. It's Ammon. In the Book of Mormon, it's called Ammon. In ancient Egyptian culture, the O was always pronounced O, so it's Amun. But we're going to go down to the ruins of Amun, or Ammon, or Ammon, however you want to pronounce it. And we're going to do these next 2, 3, 4, 5 elders in a very specific order based on proximity to each other. Instead of doing both elders in Uldum and then going to Tanarus, or then going to Ungor Crater and then Tanarus, it's just a much quicker route to go from Uldum, Tanarus, Uldum, Ungor Crater, back to Tanarus. Because the proximities of the elders will just do it right in order, and it's much faster to do it how I'm going to show you right now. Alright, there is the canyon. We are crossing over the Oasis of Versar. And we're just going to follow this canyon down. Now, you see those pillars out there in the distance? That is the ruins of Amun, or Ammon, whatever. I think it's pronounced Ruins of Amun. At least that's the way it would be in Egyptian culture. I don't know. You can even see the Throne of the Four Winds up in the sky above us, those towers in the clouds. That's the ruins of the Throne of the Four Winds, not the ruins. I've gone mad. Throne of the Four Winds. Can't even think straight, right? All right, when we get down here to the ruins of Amun, the Elder is right there. Just turn to the right at the bottom of the path. Now, as we leave the ruins of Amun, we want to travel due east. And you can see the Vortex Pinnacle right there in the clouds. But we're going to go past this mountain, and then we're going to turn to the right, go between the two Tolvir statues that hold big torches up into the sky, and we're just going to grace the side of the Halls of Origination and fly towards the boundary between Uldum and Tanarus. Or Tanaris, however you want to pronounce it. I pronounce it Tanarus. See, there's the Tolvir statue with one torch. The other Tolva statue is right there with the other torch. We're going to fly right there. And then you see that pyramid coming into view? That is the Halls of Origination. Put that to your right shoulder and just fly towards the barrier between Uldum and Tanarus. So yeah, there is the Halls of Origination. Yep, and there is the boundary wall between Uldum and Tanarus. And if we played our cards right, when we go into Tanarus and aim ourselves straight down towards the ground, we will be at the ruins of Uldum and the next Elder. Okay, moment of truth. Here we go. Angle down and check it out. There is the ruins of Uldum. Pretty cool, right? The next Elder is right there. Alright, as we turn around from this Elder, you'll see the path going into Uldum, and if we go up, you can actually see the statue of the Tomb of Kartut. We're now going to go over to the Tomb of Kartut and get our next Elder, which is the second one in Uldum, because it's right by the zone border of Tanarus and Uldum, through the pathway that leads into Uldum. So we're just going to fly across the top of the barricade. There is the statue of the Tomb of Kartut. And the Elder is actually to the right of that statue, down a little staircase at the dead end of a door. So as we get to the Kartut's tomb, whatever you want to pronounce it, there is the Elder at the bottom of the stairs. Alright, as you leave the Elder, just fly north by northwest across the border between Uldum and Ungoro Crater. And as we get to Ungoro Crater, we're going to look directly down. And you'll see an opening in the trees, and you'll also see this weird insectoid hive-looking thing and these weird claws coming out of the ground. That's exactly what you want to see, because just north of that is a mound that looks like paper wasp nests coming out of it. That's where the Elder is. You see that? It looks like paper wasp nests. You see that? It's so weird. And the next Elder is right here. Alright, as we leave this Elder, we want to turn and head northeast. And you want to climb up into the sky above the canopy as fast as you can, so you can see the zone border between the Ungoro Crater, Tanarus, and Thousand Needles. This is perfect. This is just what we want. So you see these 3 main peaks. There's a peak right there, a peak right there, and a peak right there. You want to aim for that middle peak, and that will put you on a collision course with Zul'Farrak, which is our next objective. We're going to go inside Zul'Farrak and get the Elder at the pool of Gazrak, or whatever his name is, the pool of the Hydra, Gazruki or whatever. We're not going to go into Zul'Farrak with the intention of killing the trash or killing the bosses. We're going in for the Elders. So as we crest into Tanarus, you will see the compound for Zul'Farrak right below my mount's lower right foot, and that's exactly where you want to be. All right, here we go inside of Zul'Farrak. I'm going to move my cursor out of the way. Actually, I'm going to say yes to reset, recount. Okay, try and stay away from these guys. We're 45, they're level 30. We might have to kill these 2 right here in the thing. We're going to have to kill both of them, because our aggro radius on a level 44 is a lot bigger than on a level 70 or a level 65 or 64. At least a level 60 plus. But try to avoid the trolls as best you can, so you can just run right through and not have to fight anybody or get dismounted or anything. Alright, when you get to this point, you want to take a hard left. And try not to get too close to the trolls so you don't aggro them. I think I can run directly between these trolls and not aggro them. I hope. Oh, I did it. Perfect. Wonderful. And then try and stay away from all these trolls, especially this guy wandering around. And then we can just go up onto the sand and go right around this patrol. And then go right between these patrols. And here's our Elder. The way back. Again, you want to avoid the patrols as best you can. Stay away from the trolls as best you can. Don't aggro anything, and try and run all the way out without aggroing anybody. Turn left right here and go through this arch, and again, travel directly between the 2 troll sections, and you won't aggro anything at all. If you're off by just an inch to one side or the other, then they're going to attack you. There's a guy coming up. And there's a guy. There's no getting around it. We're going to aggro him. But we're so close to the exit that we can just run out. It's not a big deal. And we're out of Zul'Farrak. Woohoo! Right? Okay, as we leave Zul'Farrak, turn to the left, and you can actually see Gadget Zan out there in the distance. The Elder stands just in front of the only thing I can describe it as the roller dome, or like the cage match fighting area, the gladiatorial arena. It's basically a roller dome. The Elder is right in the front of it. And we're just using landmarks to traverse all of the world to get to all the Elders. So here we go. And I have to move my cursor over to talk to him. Now let's move the cursor back. Alright, as you leave Gadget Zan, fly to the north and follow this path right here up into Thousand Needles. And you will then see Fizzle and Pozik's speed barge right there out in the middle of the lake. Fly towards Fizzle and Pozik's speed barge. And there is the Elder right there on a little raft just below the speed barge. Alright, as you leave the Elder, turn to the left and fly over here towards this big bluff on the south of Thousand Needles. And you're going to be flying towards that Twilight Camp you see out there in the distance, because Freewind Post is just beyond the Twilight Camp. And that's our next Elder at Freewind you'll see structures built on top of the mesas, sticking up like 1,000 needles out of the water. The very first one that has structures on it is the one we want, and between the teepee and that wall is where the elder is. So we're going to just aim for that opening, and it will automatically adjust our elevation and trajectory, and it will take us right to the elder. See, there he is. Oh my gosh. Talk to him. There we go. All right. Here we are, 1,000 needles. If I turn and look north, look at that. I'm in 1,000 needles. I can see Mount Hyjal from 1,000 needles. Put the western edge of Mount Hyjal to the right of your character and just fly in this general direction. We'll make final adjustments as we can see more landmarks. As we cross over Razorfen Downs, you'll actually start to see Baal Modan, which is a dark iron dwarf settlement and mining excavation. There it is. You see the towers coming out of the rocks right there. That is Baal Modan excavation site. That's a good sign. And then on my mount's left wing, you'll start to see the towers of Desolation Hold. And on his right wing, you can actually begin to see the gates of Fort Triumph. It's just a little sliver right there above those trees. But as you can see, the mountain, and I'm looking at this hillside right here, not this one or that one, but this one right here, this first one. You want to angle yourself right towards the bottom edge of that hillside as it angles down to the bottom right. Let me just get my cursor off the center of the screen because it's so annoying. Alright, as we pass this hill, you will see the gate going into Mulgore. And there's a funky tree right below my character. And right on the other side of that funky tree is Vendetta Point, and that's where our next elder is. And he's standing right next to that campfire. Alright, as we leave this elder and we turn to the right slightly, you see this structure right there? My wing covers it when he flaps his wing up a bit. That is the crossroads. So point your character right there at the crossroads and travel up there to the crossroads. That's our next elder. There's only 2 elders left. We should be approaching 49, which is exactly what we need because 49 plus 26 is 75. It's perfect. So we're just going to fly directly towards the crossroads. Is right there below our character. We're just flying right towards crossroads, and we're on the right trajectory to catch the elder. If you're on an alliance character, good luck because you can't get too close to the elder, otherwise the guards of crossroads will annihilate you. So just be very careful if you're flying on this and approaching this elder on an alliance character because there are guards around. Alright, turn to the left because here's the guard tower, turn to the left, and the elder is right here at the bottom of the guard tower. And I level up to 46. Beautiful! Alright, as you leave the crossroads and you look to the right, there's this horde tower that looks kind of like the Towers of Desolation. Hold that tower right there. Put that on your left, and you will be on the proper trajectory for the last elder of Kalimdor at Ratchet. And the reason I do this route through Kalimdor is so I end up at Ratchet, so I can then jump on the boat and go right to Booty Bay and just traverse all the way up the Eastern Kingdoms and get it all done in one fell swoop. So as we cross this last hill, there's the telescope, and the elder is right below the telescope. There he is. talk to the Elder. And Elders of Kalimdor, I did it correctly. We got the achievement. Kalimdor is done. The only Elder we did not get was the one inside Maradon, but we will get that one in our future episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to give me a thumbs up, rate me a like. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so you always know when new content comes out. Also, please tell your friends about me so they can come and they can enjoy these videos and enjoy the adventures just as much as you do. Finally, and most important of all, please remember this. World of Warcraft is just a game, and games are meant to be fun, and you're supposed to have fun while playing them. So if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. Meet me back here next time for part 3 of this special video series for the Lunar Festival. We're going to do the Eastern Kingdom Elders. We're going to start in Booty Bay, do the entire continent, all the dungeons, all the Elders, everything on Eastern Kingdoms. There is exactly 26 that we're going to get, and that's all the Elders on Eastern Kingdoms in all the dungeons everywhere. And I look forward to bringing you that adventure, and I hope you join me next time as we jump on that boat and go towards Eastern Kingdoms. But until then, I'm Z, signing off.